Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to be looking at the Steinhart Ocean One GMT. So let's roll the intro and get straight into it. So guys, I hope you are all keeping well. As I said, today we are looking at the Ocean One GMT from Steinhart. This one here has a chocolate dial and a root beer bezel and is a clear homage to the Rolex GMT reference 1675 that is pictured here. This watch more commonly known as the Clint Eastwood, as it was worn by famous actor Clint Eastwood. Now, Steinhart are a company that produces a lot of homage watches, and they get a lot of stick for it. But whatever your opinions are on homage watch companies and all that stuff, Steinhart's watches are incredibly well made. They're great watches for the price, and I'm going to go through why now in a minute. This watch, since I've had it, has kept great time and feels very sturdy and solidly built. In terms of the measurements, it comes in at 39.2 millimeters in case diameter, 20 millimeters for the inner lug width, 13 millimeters thick, not including the date cyclops on the top of the crystal, and 46 millimeters lug to lug. Inside this watch we have a Sellita SW330-2 movement. This is a great movement. It has 25 joules, beats at 28,800 BPH, so it's a high beat movement, and it is just 4.1 millimeters thin. The movement has a diameter of 25.6 millimeters and a power reserve of 56 hours. The movement is capable of hacking and hand wind, and also features a quick set on the GMT hand, so you can move the GMT hand without having to adjust the regular time. We've got a screw down crown on the side of the watch, which helps in giving this piece a 300 meter water resistance rating. And it is made of 316L stainless steel with a flat sapphire crystal and anti-reflective coating on the inside of the crystal. The watch, as we see here, comes on a two-tone Jubilee bracelet with stainless steel and gold-plated stainless steel on the center links. Clasp is a double fold clasp. If we pull this here, this opens up, and then pull this one to open up the clasp. If we move forward to the bezel, this watch has a 120 click bezel, which makes it more accurate if you are using it for timing. Now I know this is a GMT watch and not a dive time bezel, but you can still use it as a timing bezel if you wish, if you just work out the numbers in a way that you can time something from it, using the 4, for example, as 10 minutes and so on. But yeah, so 120 click bezel makes it that little bit more accurate if you are using it for timing than a 60 click bezel. And if you are using it for something like that, the back play is absolutely minimal. As in, honestly, there is no back play whatsoever. It's one of the best bezels I've ever handled personally. And yeah, just honestly, no complaints whatsoever. It's also a two-tone bezel, known as the root beer bezel. The darker shade up here represents nighttime hours. As you can see, it goes from 18, which is 6 in the evening, to 6 in the morning, and the lighter side of the bezel represents the daytime. So you can use that fourth GMT hand for tracking a second time zone. And here is what the watch looks like on the wrist. Again, this is on my 7-inch wrist, just for context if anyone is interested in buying this watch. It is very, very comfortable. Jubilee bracelets are always, in my opinion, more comfortable than oyster-style bracelets. I just find that you get a better fit on the wrist for a Jubilee bracelet than you do any other kind, in my opinion. It also wears very flat on the wrist. As I said, I think we have a 13 millimeter thickness to this watch, but a lot of that is contained on the underside of the case, the back of the case. So it generally wears very flat on the wrist, as you can see here. And here we have the lume on the watch. Now, this for me is where the watch falls down the most. The lume isn't the best. Now, it claims to have Superluminova BGW9, but again, Superluminova is usually known for being very good, but on this watch, I don't know, is it just not applied enough? But it's, you know, I gave this a good blow up with the torch and it's not really shining very great, and it doesn't really last for a long time. So that's a criticism of the watch. The lume is not great, and it's probably where this watch falls down the most, in my opinion. Now again, as we've said in previous reviews with homage watches, they never really put too much effort into the lume. But again, you're paying a lot more for this than you would for a lot of the other homage watches, such as Pagani design and Didon design and all those. So yeah, you would expect a little bit more from Steinhart given the additional price tag. And there we have it, guys, a look at the Steinhart Ocean One GMT, the root beer version with the two-tone Jubilee bracelet. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, please do hit that subscribe button. It really would help out the channel a lot. I'd like to thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed taking a brief overlook at the Ocean One GMT. Thanks again, guys, and I will see you again very soon. Until then, take care for now.